Hey, how's it going? It's Brennan. How's it going? So I follow the media and I know there's a lot of interest. Um, as soon as I start to talk without a script, it's already going haywire, okay, because I didn't have the right education. Uh, and this, okay, and look, um, you know, I wish I grew up in New York, and but I didn't, okay. Um, but therefore, I did not learn, okay, what I said earlier. I didn't know about don't know how to behave, okay? And I'm really racked by cybernetic effects. I'm being, if it's not the lucid dream, it's some sort of horrible pain that I'll wake up with. This usually happens not long before someone like Prince dies, okay? Um, and certainly before John Lennon died. All of them, I've been miserable. Okay, that's the recipe, and you can be guaranteed that anyone like me, like Martin Luther King, like George Washington, and you're gonna have like an endless conspiracy of lucky people saying, "Oh, those people, those people are too elitists," or something like that. Okay, I think that all scientists could be elitists if they had anything to complain about, and 90% of the population has somehow or another there's some imperfection, like a small percentage have a very lucky life. They don't have Martin Luther King's big sister, little brother, nuclear family reality. That's taboo. That all of Hollywood would never ever do that, and it's a combination of American healthcare, narcotics, mentality, political ambition, reckless rambling. Huh? How about that? Just go on and on and on without a script. That's what I'm doing with a smartphone. And I wouldn't. I would have just pure notes and I would have pure scientific logic and I have a team that worked on this stuff. And once the message was very clear with the experts, then I would, be your best friend to help produce, etc., help to develop. Actually, that's what I always think. It's not nice just to have an image which doesn't actually care. If you have an interactive, like a map that says, "Oh, you should be here." That's the world in a nutshell. That's world peace. That's um, okay. So I mean, this, look, it's a lot of elements that I'm just really unfamiliar with, and if I wallow in them, okay, it's um, maybe a bad joke. Um, but here's what the picture, the without notes, okay, they're just rambling here, directly from my head, basically. And I have constant distractions, no help at all in reality. Online, oh boy, but in reality, there's nothing but zombies and whatever. Um, but if George Washington and Martin Luther King had gotten a full scholarship when they're young, someone says, "Oh, we have a crystal ball. Look, it says here that you have to have the not everyone flying around the world on a plane, but one in a tiny percentage of the population because of they're unhappy and because they have the capacities to, Martin Luther King would have, probably avoided America or come back with an army, basically. Um, George Washington, it's very much the same thing. Uh, if you find actual if you find whatever it is, success, civil society, whatever it is, if you find happiness abroad, there's no need for you to go back. It's like a prison. You wouldn't think about it. But that's basically what George Washington and Martin Luther King grew up in, simply because they're in America, because they don't have that eastward childhood experience. They don't get to go to true freedom. To okay, I think a lot of people, they really don't care. That's just the reality. And so it's difficult for me to engineer that I don't care portfolio. Okay, it's like the Nazis, very much so. They're so high on drugs that they don't care. I think the internet does that to a large degree. Um, think, oh look, I'm on TV. I said something really important. Isn't this great? I need to get high type of escapist thing rather than actual uh, escape. It's just an escapist video and insults. Okay, how about that? Right? Because that's what you really want, isn't it? I want someone out there, someone you in the back. You're looking for insults, right? Yes. Great. That's important to know. Okay, because that way the insults can be just like um, stopped, perhaps. Okay, if you really care. But I know I just said that, right? I said no. You don't have to care because you're special. This is the Nazi thing. Good. Okay. I want to help people perfect things, but I can't do it at a guessing game, and that's all. That's the intentions are purely that. At some level or another, they want nothing to do. They don't want a George Washington, a Martin Luther King, or Bobby Fischer. They want a smart person to to be in the right spot. Okay, that's the reality. That's why fascism exists, because sometimes idiots can be louder than rational people. Okay, isn't that cute? Um, and to actually get it right without even having to say anything like that, like let's is this cute enough for you? You know, is it politically correct or whatever? Rather simply say, look, George Washington, Martin Luther King, those guys have the magic, but you have to put someone like myself in a in a bubble. And if you actually care, come and call me, because otherwise, I mean, all I can tell you is that I feel a lot of pain. I'm sleeping in my bed. I got my phone there. I don't know why, but I feel like if I don't have it, I'm actually much worse off. Um, I feel some horrible pains like my knee or my shoulder. And then artists start dying. Okay, someone who you might have cared about, but it wouldn't happen because it's not technically allowed. There is no Martin Luther King. There's no George Washington. There is only frustration. And if these guys had their escape package, okay, um, it would just be a different world, and I would be able to help people and not be. I basically take just about everything, including what my own family says, as a threat constantly, because the last thing they want to do is help me, okay, and the world will just go to hell if you don't help me. That's only the scientific stuff that I'm telling you, and that if you do give me a happy home, I will be your friend and confidant, okay, and I just want to be in some place where there's nice people, okay.